We all know that guy that's really, really not that smart. And yes, I'm that guy. I'm back again at the CJ Raceway at the New East Coast, Round 1, 2021. We're out here on the bikes, slipping and sliding on the ice. No, it's not that smart, but I'm not the only fool out here. After racing the quad on Saturday, I'm back again on Sunday. And not only was it bad Saturday, it froze and got another layer of snow for the bikes. But enough of that, let's get into this thing and see what racing at CJ's Raceway was all about. Up first on Sunday, it was the youth riders. They had their chance to come out and slip and slide on the ice, but I was surprised how well they were doing. The fields were pretty nasty, but the woods was almost prime. The kids wrapped up their day, and now it's the adult race. And yes, it was kind of weird seeing my old bike on the line with somebody other than me on it. I brought the Beta 300 RR out, and sitting here on it, I was watching people going down left and right in the first turn. This TTR 250 took off like nobody's business, but he must not have been paying attention because he came in a little too hot. But now it's my turn, and my main goal is not to hit the ground. I knew the ice was going to be pretty bad in the fields. Brian Kuntz got the whole shot on the number 98 machine. Thought for sure he would go down, but he pulled it together. And we go into the woods 1 and 2. I'm running the 45 plus class. I believe we had about 5 or 6 in our class. Actually, I think it was 5. This was a pretty slick little spot here coming down into this ditch. If you raced this event and wanted to see yourself slipping sliding on the starts, my son Neil got most of all the starts. We add them to the end of this video. Make sure you stay till the end to check them out. As you can tell, I was being very, very cautious in the field. He mentioned that this will be the one and only race that he will allow us to go outside of the arrows in the field sections, due to in the middle of the arrows it's very icy. So we were allowed to go out on the side of the main trail in the fields, but we had to stay along the side of the track. Here in the woods it wasn't too bad at all. I'm running Michelin's on my bike. They've got about 3 races on them, or at least 3 rides on them. They weren't brand new, but the front I had air, and on the back I had moose bibs, and the rear moose bib was pretty soft. And to be honest with you, I had absolutely no problem with traction. I'm trying to find my way around Brian here. He's doing pretty good. And as you can see on a bike, it's nowhere near as bad keeping the camera clean. Of course, I don't think it's as juicy here on Sunday as it was the day before on Saturday. Saturday it was a lot more juicier, if that's even such a word, juicier, more juicy. But it got down into the teens overnight, so I believe a lot of the mess refroze. But we're here in the field, and as you can see, we're going up along the side of the trail. But I'm still being very cautious, because the last thing I want to do is throw out a knee or something on race 1. I would have a lot of I told you so's as far as being stupid. Oh dear Lord. I do believe in prayer, but I'm not sure if the good Lord looks out after you when he's telling you you're doing something stupid. It's still, he can only do so much especially when you're not willing to reason. But we're out here throwing out some laps, trying to get into the woods where the trail is a little better. This right here was pretty bad going into the woods also. Very icy. Slipping and sliding around. But the main goal was getting in here where it's a little soft or where you can find a rut to get into with these bikes. This is the round one of the new East Coast race at CJ's Raceway here in Newburgh, West Virginia. It's the beginning of February, so obviously it'd take a chance of being cold, and it was. I think it was in the 20s at this point. My main concern was keeping my fingers warm. And about this point, they were getting cold. And as always, I try to get a full lap, at least the first lap, and I should be able to get a complete lap of the bikes. I believe this was probably close to a 6 or 7 mile lap, but so y'all can see what it was all about out here at CJ's, whether you had a rider out there or you're just curious what it's like out here in a 20-degree weather on February the 7th. With a bunch of knuckleheads slipping and sliding out here, not only in mud but snow and ice. Well, this is what it's like. Not really all that bad here in the woods, but you definitely needed to be cautious. But yeah, I think we should have pretty much a full lap here at the new East Coast, round one. And then whatever I find that might be interested on the next lap, I basically got 2 full laps and partial on the 3rd lap, and then my battery went dead. I'm not sure if my battery's going bad or the cold temperature is causing it to go dead a little quicker than normal, but that's what we'll have. But it should be good enough for you to be able to see what it's all about here at the new East Coast 2021, round one. It's starting to get a little cold. Mushrooms are doing pretty good though. So the fields were pretty icy, but also the logging roads were pretty icy. To the right is the main trail. I hop over here into the deep snow a little bit to try to find some traction, and it worked out pretty well. The only scary thing is you don't really know what's underneath the snow. It could be a log or rock to take you out, so still definitely being cautious. And yes, my fingers are starting to get cold. On the first lap, they were getting so cold that when you pulled your clutch or your front brake, you couldn't tell how hard you was actually pulling them, so it's a little scary. This young man, I thought he was in the right rut, but I think he slipped a little bit down into the left rut, and basically that's all we have is 2 ruts. And usually 2 ruts ain't too bad, but this course is so tight, like if you're in the right rut, you have to switch to the left rut because the trees will hit your bars. So even though we had 2 lines, it was pretty much one line that was able to be ran with the bike. This got really bad in the last couple laps. There's the old TTR 250. He's doing an awesome job out here trucking around. Those things might be a little heavy, but man, they go like a tank. TTR is digging. again. TTR was definitely digging pretty good, but the Beta 300RR is doing an awesome job as well. This is probably going to be the last ride that I run this thing. I'm getting ready to take the forks and the shock off and go have it redone. That's the only thing about this RR. It's not the race edition, so it has more of a trail riding type of suspension on it. But I'm going to get the Race Tech gold valve system put on it, and I'll let you know and give you an update on that. But the 300 is doing awesome. I got a little jetting I'm working on, but for the most part it is doing an awesome job. This is another section that got pretty bad throughout the day. This one and the one earlier where I about ran into the young man, that was probably the worst two spots as far as mud. The ruts got pretty deep. But other than that, I mean, it's just a good old mudder race. You may wonder why you would even take the chance to come out here on an icy day and try to ride. Well, we are riders, we are racers, and in order to get in shape, you have to get out here, and when you're in West Virginia and you're having a winter like we are this year, you just have to get out here and ride the trails. There's no other way to get yourself in shape and test your bike and all that good stuff. You just have to get out here. My goal was to just come around this trail, not really even too concerned about how well I do. I just wanted to get some seat time and get out here and hang out with some cool guys and gals that like doing the same thing that I like doing, and I definitely got that. Met some pretty cool guys that likes our channel. Talked to them a little bit. Actually, one of them gave me an awesome tip. For one thing, if you see on my bark busters here, you have little mud guards. I don't usually like using those, but in order to keep the air off your fingers, I was trying to find mine. I couldn't find them. He came up and said, "Hey, just take my sons once take my rider once they get done. I'll bring them over to you." So his rider got done. He did an awesome job. Got second in his class. And brought him over. I threw him on, and then at the line he says, "Hey, you want these hot hands to put in your gloves?" And he put them on the top of my hand, between my glove and my hand, and it was doing pretty good. At this point they were still cold, but after lap 1 and those things got warmed up, I had absolutely no problems with cold fingers. I love it when people comes by my pits and talks to us and tells us, how they enjoy watching our channel and give us tips, because I mean that's the idea of our channel, is to throw out tips as far as where you can find trails and things that help you ride better, or little things that we learned throughout our years of riding. But it's also great to have somebody to come by and just share their knowledge with us as well. Rear tires on awesome. As you've seen, I tried to get over in the fluffy stuff, but it had too many ruts and stuff in it, and it was more dangerous than down here in the main rut. So I just slipped back down here in the main rut. Now, I don't know what it was about this little hill climb, but I struggled on it all day with the bike. I'll sit here and make sure that guy got up without getting stuck, but as soon as you get up here on the logging road, there was something right here. It about took me out. So the next time I came around there, I was definitely trying to make sure to find the right location to go.
Oh my goodness. My body's getting warmer, so.
So that's the tricky part about this weather, is knowing how much to dress or what to wear. You can put too much on and then you get out here and get sweating, and then you overheat. So as you heard, my body's getting a little warmer. My hands are still a little cold at this point. If you watched a video of my four-wheeler race, I broke a chain, and I'll show you right that little hump right here. That's where I broke the chain on my four-wheeler. If you haven't watched the video yet, I got a video out there from when I raced this exact same race. This is on Sunday. I raced the four-wheeler on Saturday, and unfortunately wasn't able to finish. On my last lap, I broke a chain back here and had to set in the woods. I didn't tell the gentleman thank you on the video, but we'll see him out here in the woods. I'll point him out to you here on the bikes. He's out here course marshaling on his four-wheeler. But I want to give a big thanks. These four-wheelers are not easy to get out of the woods. But yeah, you don't want to overdress, but you don't want to underdress. Once your body temperature gets up to speed, usually you'll warm up and you'll be okay, unless it's really, really cold. But at this point, I was warm, but my fingers are still cold.
Fingers are so numb, I can't feel my front brake. I don't know if I'm pulling it or not.
That was nice of that young man. I popped another tire off for you. Now you got some clean vision to see how awesome this trail is. But as I was saying, yes, there's 2 ruts, but you're really only able to run 1 rut, because if you go into a right-hand turn and there's a tree right there, you lean and you hit the tree, so you almost, it forces you over into the other rut. So even though there's 2 ruts, it was pretty challenging to pass anybody unless they let you or helped you out a little bit on this track.
Today on the track, not a 2-hour race.
So in case you didn't get that, they did shorten the length of the track or the race on this day. They said it will be at least an hour and a half, if not
frozen from yesterday.
Shorter. So they was going to try to get an hour and a half out of it. I was guesstimating about 4 laps,
I think my hands are
but I was wrong. I got 5 laps in, and the one bad thing about starting back in the 45 plus class, you're about mid-pack or a little further back. You know, this is a 6 or 7 mile course. The leaders already has a half a lap in before you even get moving. So your chances of being lapped are pretty good. And I thought for sure I would be getting lapped, but I must have just been right on that bubble, and I was able to get 5 laps in.
Definitely warming up now. Don't look like it. All over the place. I'd say about 4 laps, maybe 3 laps.
I seem to talk a lot when I'm on the bike on my 4-wheeler. I don't think I said a single word the entire day. But if you watch my 4-wheeler, hey, there's, I believe that was the gentleman that gave me the hot hands. I'm not 100% sure. I couldn't see real well there. But anyways, if you watch my 4-wheeler race, I had an issue with arm pump. And then at the end of the day, I had a problem with a tendon in my forearm that was killing me, and it was hurting pretty bad here during the day during the race. Not real bad unless I really got out there and had to put some muscle to it. But at the end of the day, my arm was killing me. But we're coming back up in here to the pits. My box trailer is there on the left. That's my pit area. And we're wrapping up lap 1. So that's 1 complete lap at the New East Coast Round 1 2021 at CJ Raceway.
Starting to warm up a little. 110.
So that was 1 lap. I'm first in my class. I have no idea what I am overall at this point. To be honest with you, overall I wasn't even concerned. This gentleman seems to be going the wrong way. That ditch was terrible with the old Beta. The next lap was even worse. It bottomed out. This thing feels awesome at certain speeds, but you hit something hard, it blows through the stroke. But we're back up here on the field. I'm trying to be as cautious as I can, but I hear a 4-stroke behind me. You never know whether it's somebody in your class or not. I usually don't let people around me if I'm in the middle of a race series and I have points involved, unless I almost say you have to qualify for me to let you go around. If you're back here for a little while and I can know for a fact that I just didn't screw up and you're able to catch up with me, I'll let you go around. But right here I do something stupid. I try to catch the inside thinking they were traction. There wasn't. I look back and I realize, wait a minute, this dude is in my class. I've been monkeying around. It's time to hit the throttle and get this Beta 300RR up the track. So as you can hear, the old 4-stroke is still behind me. I was trying to be cautious as I can through this icy stuff. Once I get in the woods, I want to try to maybe try to break loose from him a little bit, but I believe this was Ryan Barnett. He's on the 072 number machine. In case this is the first time you watch one of our videos, we are Trail Seeker Adventures. We go out and we hit race events, we hit ride parks, we try just about everything that has anything to do with a trail. And there is our name, Trail Seeker Adventures. We go out and seek trails and bring the video back to you so you can see if that's an event or a ride park that you would be interested in working or going and checking out. That way you'll know before you even have to get off the couch and load your bike. So make sure you like our videos if you're into trail biking, mountain biking, hiking. We've done a little kayaking, downhill mountain biking, you name it. We get out and we try to do it and bring the content back to you. That way you can check it out. This location right here is CJ's Raceway. We have a video back when I raced the GNCC here in 2020. Didn't have the best results, but make sure you check that out. We go to sprint cross. We go to cross country. We hope to do a little hard enduro. You name it, we get out and we try it. So make sure you like our channel and subscribe to our channel. That way we know we're doing something right. So here I try a new line. Well, it doesn't work out very well. But you gotta try them every once in a while, especially right there throughout the day. That got really bad. I still stayed right the rest of the day. So at this point, I'm definitely getting warmed up. At one point throughout the day, I was actually overheated. But I'd rather be a little overheated than cold. I didn't wear a jacket or anything. I just wore about 3 different like not really long johns, just like a under layer. And then I wore my jersey and my pants over top of that, and my chest protector. I had rubber gloves, like your surgical gloves, underneath my regular gloves, and it worked just fine. even though I was a little cold the first part of the day, but I think that comes to be expected. This gentleman here, when I first came up on him, my cousin Austin raced, and I thought I was catching him because he wore a jacket like that at the Switchback Raceway. We went to the Switchback Indoor Arena Park. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you check it out to see what that's all about. But he was there and he raced one lap. His fingers got so cold he had to quit. And he said he wasn't having fun. So even though I was out here trying to catch him, he started a few rows in front of me. I was trying to catch him. And I never did catch him until I got back to the trailer.
This is the hill that sucks.
That was the hill that I struggled every time, and I think I just fought against it. You need to let your bike just flow, and I was forcing it to be somewhere it didn't want to be. This young man is moving right along. I'm trying to pass him, trying every different line that I can. Just kind of watch and notice how I go from one rut to another. Don't ever take the same line as he is. He's moving just fast enough that I can't get around him. But I'm behind him for a good while. But you just watch and notice how I'm trying to get in one rut opposite of him. But like I say, the trees, the way this trail is laid out, it was pretty much one line, even though there was two ruts.
Try to get in this lane. Oh, that ain't gonna work.
One of the problems I was having on this day, my foot pegs were frozen. They would get like an inch or two of ice on top of the foot pegs, and it was causing me to hit neutral a lot. I'm sure everybody was having the same issues. I think even in here somewhere I hit neutral. But as far as the ice is concerned, one of the things I was doing to try to get the ice out, I would stand up and just like slam my foot down on the foot peg, trying to get the ice to break loose from the foot pegs. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I wasn't the only one having that issue. I was talking to Brandon. He was the one that was racing my old 450. He was having the same issue. If you look here to the right, there's a couple awesome young men rooting me on. They're always out there rooting me on. I 100% appreciate that. Anytime I can get somebody to help root this old man on, to give me encouragement to keep moving, trust me, some days I need all I can just to get to the finish. So here at the top of the hill, Mike, he raced a four-wheeler against me yesterday. He was supposed to ride a bike. He's out here on the trackside rooting me on. Not sure why he's not racing his bike. Maybe he's a little smarter than I am. But Tiffany and Mike is always out here at these trails rooting me on, and I 100% appreciate it. So we're wrapping up lap number 2. As we're wrapping up lap number 2, make sure you remember to subscribe to our channel. That way, anytime we put out a new video, whether it's a ride park or a race event, you'll be first to know that the video has been put out and ready to watch for a new adventure for you to check out. Basically, I do get a little bit of the third lap here. I ended up doing 5 laps. I got first in my class. I got 6th overall. I believe round 1 of the new East Coast had about 70 to 80 riders. It was a little light, which I don't blame them for this ice and as cold as it was. Man, that was a hard hit for the old Sachs forks on this beta, but we'll be getting that fixed here soon. But in my class, they were 5. I got first, Ryan got second, Josh got third, Brian Kuntz got 4th, and Jeff got 5th.
Foot pegs are frozen.
On the overall, it's showing Jordan got 1st overall, Austin got 2nd overall, Ryan got 3rd overall, Ezra got 4th, Zach got 5th, Kenny Hawkins, the stud, got 6th, Robin got 7th, Trevor got 8th, William got 9th, and Zach got 10th overall. Good job, guys, for coming out, and I want to thank the new East Coast for putting on a good race event. With all things considered, I had an awesome time. I really didn't hear too many people getting hurt. I know by seeing on Facebook, Trevor Golden, I think he knocked himself a little goofy on the last lap, but he still had a good result. Don't forget to check out the starts. We threw those in here at the end of the day. And once again, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching. And until the next event, hopefully we can find something that makes you want to get that bike out of the garage and on the trail. If you see a course marshal out there, make sure you tell them thanks for all their hard work. Here at the end of the video, you'll see one of my favorite of the weekend because he struggled to get my four-wheeler out. I just want to tell him a big thanks for all they do. Here he is. Thank you.
Probably not a good place to stand. knew it wouldn't last.
Not the greatest to show. Hey, nobody reckon that. That's back before the bus stuff.
That's right. They'll all be treated plenty of time.
Our country's just closed.
so cold to the bone right now. Slip.